I'm Alan Spears with Occupy Democrats, and it is a very bad day for the MAGA nation. Yes, finally, Donald Trump, the former president of the United States and con man, con artist, liar, and now felon. Yes, Donald Trump was found guilty of all 34 counts against him. It is a beautiful day. Now, it should be noted that we could be seeing a potential retrial. However, I think in this moment we should all just take a deep breath and sigh with relief and have a little celebration. But the other side is not taking it well. In news that is practically surprising nobody, the MAGA nation and far right are in fact losing their collective minds and demonstrating that once again, despite their love of throwing around the term snowflake, they are the biggest ones of all. These MAGA people are absolutely losing their minds. They cannot cope with the fact that their criminal man, their criminal former president, was found guilty, and he's being held accountable for his actions, and they cannot stand it. It is so fantastic to see that Donald Trump has been held accountable for his crimes and for his actions, and I know things will still need to happen. I know we're still a long way from seeing this man step foot into a prison, but we are just so much more closer than we were the day before, and I think this is just a fantastic moment for us all. Of course, there are going to be plenty of people crying foul and saying that this verdict was somehow influenced by the Democrats, or that, any number of different conspiracy theories, because they can't just accept the simple fact that this man was guilty, that he was found guilty by a jury of his peers, who all of these jurors got their news from a variety of different sources. They are from a variety of different demographics, and that they all came to a consensus that he was guilty. Now, one of these people that is absolutely losing their mind and having an absolute breakdown is Donald Trump Jr. Yes, in a video that I'm about to show you, Trump Jr. is just seething. You can just see it on his face, and it's so delicious. Yes, Trump Jr. is so very upset that his father is found guilty and had a number of different things to say and complain about. And once again, this is just proof that the MAGA nation is just the sorest losers. They can't handle the fact that they lost, that their guy was found guilty despite all of his efforts to try to interfere with this shit, to interfere with the election, to interfere with everything. The truth came through and justice was served, and it is so fantastic to see. Now, Don Jr. was incredibly sad and very disappointed this morning and expressed his grievances with the fact that this country seems to be going to hell in a handbasket without his father, which, no, it's not. If anything, our country has drastically improved knowing that this man, this criminal, this felon, if you will, is going to see the consequences of his actions and with a little bit of luck be tucked away for a few years, out of sight and out of mind. But I want you to take a look at this clip and see Don Jr. just absolutely pouting and throwing a little temper tantrum, but also not afraid to plug his own stuff at the end of the video, trying to get people to come watch him and I'm sure spend money on the Trump campaign, or just, giving them money in general. Even in utter defeat, the Trump family are con artists, and they seem to be dedicated to their craft, trying to get every single buck they can. Well, take a look for yourself and see what Don Jr. had to say.
Obviously, just a sad day for America. Crazy what's going on in this country. Obviously, probably wasn't expecting anything different out of this jury with this biased judge whose daughter's profiteering from this stuff. My father's not allowed to talk about the people. Michael Cohen, who's lied to every congressional body, every banker, every press, his own wife, went to jail for lying, is a upstanding citizen who probably told the truth on this. Well, the one time he told the truth, folks, it was this time. Absolute freaking insanity. But I'll say this, the Democrats have succeeded in their years-long quest to turn our country into an absolute crap hole. They've done that. They've been trying for a long time. There's literally no other way about it at this point. They've tried for a long time, and they're getting it. We are getting exactly what these people have voted for. And it's not going to work out well. If you think they can do it to Trump, they can do it to anyone, okay? I'm going to be going, I'm going to go up now to my studio. I'm going to get on Rumble for my...
There's something just absolutely so delightful in the fact that Don Jr. and so many of his colleagues, I'm sure, and the rest of the Trumps are going to be saying, oh, well, America's a crap hole now. It's terrible. They sentenced my father because he was a guilty criminal. Well, you know what? I'm going to repeat a phrase that they said to us back in 2016. If you don't like it, you can get out. That's what they like to say, right? If you don't like it, get out of our country. You've got to play by the rules, and you got to go along with it, or if you don't, get out. Well, Don Jr. and the rest of the Trumps, if you don't like it, leave. What's so great to me is even just listening to Don Jr., even just listening to all of these people, you can hear them fumbling. They're struggling to try to come up with any sort of coherent argument for the case of Trump being innocent. You can just watch it in their body language and the way their eyes shift around and the way they hold themselves and talk, the way they always have to deflect it away. They can never just accept their own reality, but reality has come crashing down onto the Trump family, and it could not have been better. And let me assure you that regardless of where this trial happened for Donald Trump, regardless of which state or which jurors were selected, I can almost assure you that this verdict would be the exact same in all 50 states. The jury selection process, especially in a case like this, is such a rigorous process and so thorough that they're going to try to find the single most impartial people, the single most well-informed and educated people who are capable of reserving judgment and aren't the ones parading around the red trucker hat. The same is true for the fact that they would probably be filtering out those exact same extreme left-wing socialist communist people on the left. I don't know, like all of those things that they try to point out, that Don Jr. and Trump and all of these people try to point out, saying that the New York jury was somehow entirely blue or like a Democratic ploy or any number of their excuses. That it's just it. It is nothing more than a series of lies and fabrications that they have told themselves and others in an effort to try to escape justice and escape being held accountable for their actions. In all seriousness, though, it is absolutely hilarious to see Don Jr. and the rest of the Trump family and all of these MAGA folk just losing their mind. They cannot handle that their cult leader has been found guilty and that he's going to be going away. And you always gotta love that statement that they throw in there. I've noticed this has been a reoccurring theme for Trump's supporters and their messages, saying that if they can go after Trump, they can go after you. Which on its face sounds kind of intimidating, like, oh, if they imprison a president, then they can imprison me. But they're only going to imprison you if you break the law, right? Again, this is what the far right love. They back the blue. They love law and order. Just don't break the law, guys, and you'll be fine, right? And in truth, if someone breaks the law, I don't care who they are or what position of power they hold. I want them held accountable. And maybe that's what's different about me and the rest of the Trump family, is that I want people to be held accountable for their actions. It's just so telling to me that they want Donald Trump. They want him above and beyond the law, and they wanted him to have that presidential immunity so gosh darn bad, and yet here we are. The truth of the matter is that neither Donald Trump nor anyone else who has been elected into a position of power within our government should be above and beyond the laws that they serve, that they create. They should play by the exact same rules that we should. And yesterday's verdicts to me indicate that while our government certainly has a lot of problems and a lot of issues, it is damaged but not broken, and that justice can still be served. Now, as you can imagine, the story is wild and is absolutely massive, and we could be shifting, however, into a potential retrial. That has yet to be determined, at least as of this recording. And of course, you can expect the MAGA Nation and the Trump campaign and all of this is going to be absolute insanity right now. So make sure you subscribe, turn on those notifications, and stick around because we're going to be covering so much more right here on Occupy Democrats.